Hi from the Hells Hills 50K Tejas Trails out at Rocky Hill Ranch. I'm doing my first 50K and I'm just using this to keep some notes. Hour one, I've gone exactly 5K 3.12 and I have followed my plan almost all the way, but my tailwind isn't quite empty yet, so I'm a little bit behind on tailwind. But other than that, doing good. See you in an hour. I forgot. Biggest challenge so far, first hour, not picking up trash that everyone's left. Okay, hour two, I've gone 6.19 miles, so a tiny bit over 3 miles. I'll do the math later. And hour two, doing good on my nutrition, except I'm still a little bit behind on tailwind. I have probably a half of this bottle left. So I'm thinking as the day goes on and it gets hotter and hotter, I'll be better on the tailwind. But hardest thing this past hour was some of the new trail had a lot of really big angling because it hasn't been worn in yet. And so my ankle's a little sore, but that's it. All right, keep going. Okay, I did make one mistake. At the first aid station, I didn't fill my tailwind bottle, and it's mile 7.3, and I'm completely out of tailwind. So like right now, I'm a bottle behind on my hourly bottle count, and I don't have any. So I screwed that up big time. I heard there's an aid station coming up here in a little bit, so hopefully I'll be able to get back on track, but that's a big mistake. Big. Oh no. This is kind of a weird site for a Tejas Trail aid station. There's not a single person. Anyway, the water's empty. And I don't know if these are tailwind, and I don't know what flavor tailwind they are, but I put them in my pack. So let's go.
Okay, I wanted to do a post-race editor's note here. I came up on this aid station and I thought it was really weird that it was empty. And this is actually mistake number 2 that I made on that race. The mistake was I didn't study the map, or I didn't look at the map for the course pretty much at all. I had done this race before last year, but the trail had changed because of that big ice storm that we had, damaged so much of the trail that they had to build all new trails out there. Not like completely new trails, but they did build entire new sections of trail. So because of the storm, the trails were different, and because of the trails were different, the aid stations were different, and it was clearly marked on the map that there was only one staffed aid station and that the other 2 aid stations were self-service and that they would have water and gels, and that was it. So this one is all on me. But when I did get there, the first go round, it was just water, and it was supposed to be unmanned. If I'd have done the second aid station right, I could have recovered from messing up the first aid station. So this one, second big mistake, all on me. Didn't pay attention to any of the race materials. It was clearly posted that that aid station was going to be unmanned and that there was no tailwind there. So it was all my bad.
Okay, hour 3. I've gone 8.86 miles, so I lost a little bit on that last one. The aid station situation really messed me up. I should have stopped at the first aid station and filled my tailwind bottle, but because I didn't, I had to do both bottles at the second aid station, and there were like no people there, and I had to refill the water, and I was just there for a really long time. So I lost some time there. Maybe I can make it up on some of the prairie stuff. But yeah, I've got my food. I'm right on plan for the food. I'm assuming there's tailwind in this bottle and it's almost empty, so I'm almost back on track with tailwind too. So let's see where we go from here. Also, my body does not seem to care that I took every antihistamine this morning, and they don't work. Four hours. I'm at 11:45, way behind where I want to be. I want to be at 12 right now. I realized also, like food-wise, I had these 2 bottles of tailwind on for start, and I didn't count those in my first 2 hours. So also, the 2 bottles, when I refilled around mile 7, I think that was just water. So it was 2 bottles of tailwind, 2 bottles of water, and now I have a bottle of tailwind again. So I have to redo my calculations on that. But it's time to do half a pack of M&Ms and some salt. So let's see how we can do from here. Okay, I'm at 5 hours. My last mile took 37 minutes. Like the wheels have just fallen off. So when I get to the start of the second lap, I'm just gonna DNF it. Oh well, learned a lot. We'll do better next time.
So in the end, I did not successfully finish my first 50K. I did a 25K instead, which is fine. I really learned so much while I was doing this race that even though I didn't finish, it was still completely worth it to me. When I crossed the finish line and handed in my timing chip, I didn't feel bad at all. That was the right thing for me to do at that time, was to just stop there and take what I had instead of whinging about what I didn't get that day. So I already went over all my mistakes that I made during the race, so you guys all saw all that. But I also learned a couple other things that I didn't talk about in my vlogs when I was doing my hourly updates. So things that I know now that we're done with the race. The first thing was I had my written plan, and I'm actually going to take a picture of that and I'll put it here in the video so that y'all can see like what I had written down and what I was following. But my written plan was really awesome. And one thing that it did for me is that whenever I ate on the half hour, every half hour, and whenever it was a half hour, I didn't have to think about which food to eat. I just had to look at my plan and go, oh, lemon gel, fine, I'm eating it. Or, oh, caffeinated gel, okay, cool, that's what I'm eating. Or like I think I said at one point I had like sport beans, and then I had like M&Ms, and I had all these different things. So it was really awesome that I was just able to look at my plan and I'd be like, oh, I've been exercising, or I've been doing the race for 2:30, it's time to eat half a pack of M&Ms or whatever. So that was kind of like the first thing that I learned, was writing down my plan was really a good idea. The second thing I learned is that eating every half hour is just way too much eating. So the next race I'm going to try and do on the 45. So I'm going to do salt and food on the 45. So that was like the second thing I learned. The third thing I learned is that the 2 thumbs of bay salt is probably not an accurate measure of how much salt I'm intaking, and that I need to do something with more of a known quantity, like 2 salt capsules or 2 salt tabs or something like that. I need to do that instead of relying on bay salt. My run 2 walk 1 timer, that is really handy for certain areas of a course, and even if I have it going when the terrain isn't really friendly for run 2 and walk 1, I could still use it to kind of keep myself motivated, especially when things are getting kind of ugly. And I think those are the big lessons. I'll throw a slide at the end of the video with all my lessons learned, so you guys can learn along with me if you'd like, and I'll see you for the next race.